Ladies and gentlemen, it's party time. Are you ready for party time?
Yeah!
I mean, are you ready?
Yeah!
Well, here he is, the ream of the deem of the wild root, cream of the romp of the stomp of the P.O. shop of the sock of the sucker, the Mr. Party Man, Elmer Fudpucker.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm old Elmer Fudpucker. Lady, have you ever been Fudpuckered? Boy, it's good to have this bunch. Y'all look like a party bunch tonight, and we're going to discuss a bunch of things tonight, especially sex.
Yeah!
Y'all, I thought y'all would like that. I'm going to show you some products tonight, and my number one selling product is a trucker's product. It's called Dr. Fudpucker Swamp Root Potion, good for backs that peter out and vice versa. It's better known as a dick hardener. You've got to swallow it fast and make your neck get stiff as hell. You can pour this stuff over the worm and take a hammer and drive the worm in the ground. Really. And after one drink, lady, you'll think he's a hydraulic jack. If you was to use this stuff, you don't need none of them jumper cables. I'll tell you, this is a die-hard, really. I'll tell you one bad thing about it. There's a few bad things about it. I got an uncle named Crotch Slow Grab and Suck It Fudpucker. He took a double shot of this stuff. It killed him. We couldn't even close the casket. But that motherfucker, he was smiling. I'll tell you that. And I'll tell you what, truckers, this stuff is guaranteed for 5 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. I'm going to read you a little quote from Lady X from Climax, Alabama, and I quote, "Before taking Dr. Fudpucker's Swamp Root Potion, I could hardly sleep with my husband. Now I ain't sleep with anyone." Now, some of y'all don't know this, but we got a lot of products out. We got Elmer Fudpucker suckers out. I'm going to give everybody here a Fudpucker sucker. Some people lick them, some people suck them. In California, they love them. Now, these are Elmer Fudpucker boogie bitches, girls. Some of the guys are wearing them. They'll make your boogie woogie, rudder, sputter, and oosie boosey. And these are inflation fighters. Everything else is going up, and these are coming down. Some of them got the crotch out. That keeps the overhead down. You can throw them against the wall, and they stick whether you had a good time or not. I'll tell you one thing you like about them, too. These things really work. We've got different titles on them. We got on one called Kiss an Angel Good Morning. On one we got Heaven's Just a Sin Away. And on mine they got Help Me Make It Through the Night. And you know, with this AIDS going around today, I'll tell you what, I have really got a strong suspicion that AIDS, the airlines are causing AIDS. Because I was on an airline coming back from Las Vegas, and we was having trouble with the plane. And they said, everybody must put their head down between their legs. And I just fucked this gal the night before, and I didn't take a shower. When I got out there, I smelt it, and if I could have got to it, I'd have started sucking dicks that night. But what really gets you in this life, you know, you really got to hang in there like a rusty fish. You've got to do most. If I could come back, I've often thought, boy, I'd like to come back in this world reincarnated, come back as a whale. Can you imagine what a long tongue I'd have? Man. And when you're eating pussy, go down there and stay a long time. Some of you may or may not know, I do have a few friends, and some of them are in the ministry. I got one friend that's a Baptist minister, and I got one that's a Catholic priest. And they like to play golf like a friend of mine, Jimmy D, does. So one day the Baptist minister called the Catholic priest, said, "Hey, let's go play golf today." He said, "Oh, I'd love to go, but said, I got confessions today, a lot of them." He said, "Well, I'll help out." Said, that way we go golf quicker." So he got up there, and the first guy come along and says, "Father," said, I have sinned. Said, "I've fucked around twice this week on my wife." He said, "Well, go ahead and put $200 in the box and sin no more." He said, "Hey, Father O'Reilly never has charged me $200. He said, "Yeah, but he don't fuck around. He don't know how good pussy is." I was talking about some of the jobs I've had. I couldn't make that abortion clinic work at all. But I thought about how about having some hookers. I'd call them all Fudpuckerettes. I had one that had a miniskirt on, some shorts, needed a haircut. But I wanted to be a barber too. But the reason, since this AIDS has come along, it is rough on these hookers. They got to advertise. I got me in an advertising campaign. I said, "Buy one, get one free. Double stamps on Thursday."
That ain't worth the fuck.
You're right. I tell you, you are a wonderful bunch tonight.
Yeah, right.
But you're my kind of people drunk, so I really love you. But I used to be a farmer. I come from Alabama, and Alabama's a good state. In fact, down there, they got good football players. They got pretty women. In fact, down there, I've always thought that Adam and Eve, that was where the Garden of Eden was. Can you imagine if Adam, he had to be the dumbest son of a bitch ever lived. Can you think about that? Because number one, if he'd have eaten pussy instead of apple, we wouldn't be in this trouble today. You know, I've always wanted to play football, but the best I could do is go out with one of them cheerleaders. And I asked her, I said, "If you was on the football team, what would you like to be?" She said, "Oh, I would like to be a tight end." She was a wide receiver. What a big pussy that come here. You know, the Fudpucker family is quite a family. Most of them, in fact, some of them are songwriters. But we can't get our songs played on the air. I remember my uncle, Crotchlow Grabensucket Fudpucker, wrote a song. He said, "I was raised in the mountain, and I lived in a cave. Trucking and fucking was all I craved."
Where's Mother Fudpucker?
Oh, well, Mother, you want Mother Fudpucker?
Mother.
Oh, wait a minute now. Mother Fudpucker, you guys can't have her. You cannot have Mother Fudpucker. She's a $100 date. I tell you what, you pay for half the motel, she'll go though. She still wears a chastity belt. Y'all know what that is. That's a snatch latcher. Well, down in Alabama, we talking about Mother Fudpucker. She wasn't really that bad. We used to raise, out on the farm, we'd raise things like apples and nuts. And we had the biggest rats you've ever seen in your life. I mean, some of the dirtiest, biggest rats, and they was eating up our apples and nuts. So Mother Fudpucker said, "Elmer," said, "you go down there and you set some traps." So I set a big trap beside the apples, and I set a big trap beside the nuts. The next morning, I went down and I hollered up to Mother. I said, "Mother Fudpucker, we caught a rat." She said, "Did you catch him with the apples?" I said, "No." But my favorite song was written by a guy named Mac Victor. It's called "I Can't Take It No Longer." And I wrote the other side called "I Don't Want It No Shorter." Now, girls, mine ain't very big, but it's perfect. We had another song that didn't make too big. It's called "Don't Fix Your Horse Tonight, Mama. Papa's Coming Home with the Crowds." And we have got a very famous saying: if you get a chance, fuck it. I'll tell you one thing. Not many people know this. The reason they put them tits on the women, it makes suckers out of all of us. I tell you what, I went in this bar and there was this good-looking heifer come in here. I mean, she was really beautiful. And you know how it is in these bars, especially the places I hang out. They all fucked this girl on the pool table. And here come the police. They arrested every motherfucker in there, except the bartender. He had a liquor license. Now, a lot of you fuckers out there don't understand, especially women who to marry. Can you imagine if you marry a mechanic, all they do is work on it. They don't never do a damn thing. All they know about bolts and nuts, but not butts, right? Always want to reach out and fuck someone. But if you're married, think about if you're married to a sax man, all he wants to do is blow on it. If you're married to a drummer, all they do is beat on it, and they got short sticks. But think about it if you're married to an insurance man, they always say, you better take it out while there's still time. But every trucker I know's a banker. They say, leave it in or you lose interest. Some of you may or may not know my grandfather, my great-great-grandfather was named Fudpucker. And he was a mean motherfucker and loved pussy. I mean, he's half lesbian, really was. Lived in a real big house and had a lot of little houses around. And by the way, he was a Mormon. I don't hope there are no Mormons here tonight. Anyway, he loved them women and had lots of them. Had redheads and, blackheads and blondes and had all kind of runners. We call them runners. He called them runners back then. They'd run out this pussy. And there's one thing, he lived to be 118 years old. Had 17 runners. 17. That's right. And all them motherfuckers died young. That proves one point.
What's that?
Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means if running out that pussy kills you a lot quicker than fucking it does. Some of you folks may or may not know women are different than men. But I'll tell you one thing about women. They like animals. I'll tell you the 4 kinds they like. They like a mink on their back, a jaguar in the driveway, and a tiger in the fucking bedroom, and a jackass to pay for the motherfucking stuff. We have a lot of problems now. It just ain't safe to fuck around no more. I mean, even with your best friend's wife, it ain't safe. You got to really watch it because people are really getting scared of fucking. So I had to come up with something different. So I come up with the Elmer Fudpucker age tester. It sells for $9.95 plus $2 handling. And if it don't work, you get the second one half price. The third one is free. We've had 2 orders, one from Libya and one for Iraq. But they died before we got them there. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am not happy with these politicians. I've been thinking about running for president myself. Can you imagine? Mother Fudpucker in the White House? Wouldn't there be no worse than some of other motherfuckers up out there like that? I'm going to tell you, if I get in there, I might even change the color of that White House. I might make a difference. I'm going to have all of you, today, everybody talking about UFOs. I know what it is. We'll get on that White House lawn and we'll have a UFO. That's called an unidentified Fudpucker orgy. And I'm going to rob the rich and the poor both. That's the way I'm going to be. I don't want to be a chauvinist because I got to give something for the women. Because to show you I'm a nice guy, I got something for the women. It's called Mother Fudpucker Swamp Fruit Potion. It makes the man you love want to snatch a kiss or vice versa. I'm sort of a nervous kind of fella, like most people and I have had a lot of problems in my sex life. In fact, I can't make a fucking divorce work. It's called the high cost of leaving. But I'm going to tell you, the first time I ever remember having sex. Yeah, you people remember the first time you ever had sex? Oh, some of you. And I was so fucking nervous. I mean, I shake it like a leaf. And I can't understand it because I was by myself. I've had 2 wives, and both of them, I'm telling you what, I loved them both, and I tried to be good to them. And I used to be bad about drinking. I mean, I just loved to drink. We had this office party one time, and I went to the office party, and I started drinking, and My boss, I never liked that motherfucker, no way. And I cussed him out, and I called him a cocksucker and motherfucker and all that kind of shit. And my wife told me, said, when I got home next morning, I was hangover, she said, you got fired last night. Said, you called your boss a cocksucker, you called him a Fudpucker, and called him every kind of name. And said, he fired you. I said, well, fuck him. She said, I did. You go back to work Monday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll see you later.
There he goes, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Party Man himself, Elmer Fudpucker.